Hi everyone, it is Monday, so it is planner day, and we have this really beautiful picture in the planner today. I think this is from Ivy and the Inky Butterfly. Might be World of Flowers, I'm pretty sure it's from Ivy. But anyway, what I thought I would do, I've got a few plans for the whole page, but obviously I don't have time to do the whole thing with you. I think it'd be really boring. Anyway, what I thought I would do is do each of the flowers in the way that I want to do them, so you can see what my plan is, and then talk you through a little bit of the rest, and I'll go away and finish it and put a picture at the end so you can see what I've done. So I'm going to start by zooming in. I think that will be useful, and we can get going. I'm actually going to start with one of the little mushrooms at the bottom. Let's zoom right in and make sure, I think that's not too blurred. I think you're okay. So I'm going to do on one of these. Excuse me, I've got Staedtler Ergosoft pencils today, just because they come to a nice point. These are sharpened on my Derwent mini point, what's it called? Mini point something. It's a rotary sharpener, and so they're really sharp, which is nice to get into these little details. Now if you go over the circles, don't worry. My plan is to sort of white them out with a white pen anyway. Sorry, I've got a bit of a thing going on. Thing it's really specific, isn't it? Now I have sinusitis at the moment, so I'm a bit, I think that's what it's called. But anyway, sinus problems. I'm on some medication, seeing the doc. It's all fine. It's not COVID related. It's nothing too nasty, but it's just giving me a bit of a throat and bits and bobs going on. So, but I'm taking it easy and just doing little bits and bobs of colouring, and it's lovely. Not working. Trying to keep warm, keep keep away from anyone that's got anything nasty, and as I say, just taking some medication, and hopefully it will be better soon. The stem of the mushroom, I tend to do grey. I just think I don't know, I just like using grey. This, I haven't given you the number, it's not very useful, is it? The 23 is what I used for the mushroom. I think that's a pinky red, it's not the red. So, and the stem, this is the light grey, which is the number 80. Sorry, I'm not being very organised. I'm a bit tired, to be honest. It's nothing to do with me. I'm feeling unwell. I planned on having an early night last night, but my poor son couldn't sleep, and he just sometimes gets himself into an overtired state. This is number 8, by the way, the darker grey, just to do a few touches. And I want that mushroom to be slightly darker on the edges. So what I'm going to do is use this purple, number 6, and add just a few touches of that, just to darken just a few bits. Like that. Yeah, he gets himself, if he gets overtired, he can't sleep very well, and then he gets himself a bit stressed because he knows he should be asleep, and poor lad. So I was sort of awake worrying about him. He did go to sleep about 10:30. I was planning on going to sleep before 10, so anyways, he's more important. So he did get off to sleep. So that's the mushroom. The flower, let's do this one. This one I am going to do orange. To me, it looks like an orange flower. Why? Who knows? I'm going to use quite a dark colour to start with, which is number 2. The pencils look really dark, but the page doesn't. Don't know what's going on with my lighting. Oh well. So it's sunny today. I was out early. When I got to the chemist, when just after it opened, it was open at 9. It was a little bit after 9, and picked up my antibiotics, which I've just taken my first one. So hoping my stomach is happy with them, but we'll see. I think I've taken number 4 and I've been okay, so we'll see. But my family all going, oh, I got upset with this, my stomach was upset, and it puts me off a bit. But hey, would give it a go. So number 24 is the next sort of orange in the box, in the tin. So I'm going to use this one next. I'm going to go over what I've done because I think it's a little bit dark for me. It's a bit red. I mean, I know I picked that colour, but I want this to look quite bright and vibrant. So I'm going to go over like that. I'm going to actually use 4 oranges. It seems quite a lot, but I think it works out quite nicely. So I'm trying to fade it as we get towards the end of the petals, ready for applying the next colour, which is the number 4. Now with the number 4, before I do the petals, I'm going to do a bit around the edge of the centre, just a little bit. Now here again, I'm going to go over the whole thing and then just extend the colour a little bit towards the end of the petal, like this. Same on each one. Now there's quite a lot of these flowers on this page, and what I would do is I wouldn't do just one. What I would do is do them all at once. So do all your darkest orange on all of them, then your next colour, and it's much quicker. And I prefer it that way. You may not want to do it that way. I find it's quicker. It saves me having to keep putting down and picking up pencils every 2 seconds. And my last one is going to be the 42, so I'm going to finish off the centre with it first. There we go, and then all the way over here. If you don't feel that this orange is vibrant enough for you, you could go over it in a orangey yellow, and that will make it even more vibrant. But for me, that's fine. It's quite dark. I'm happy with that. I think it's rich, and it is the colour that I wanted. I mean, not that I can visualise. I was actually chatting to my sister this morning about the Aphantasia, which is what I have. I can't really visualise things. I was saying that I can't do faces at all. So if I try and imagine a person, I can see a vague shape. I can see a sort of roundish area where the face would be, and it's just blank. Hair, I could probably imagine what colour it was, but I don't know whether I'm really seeing it or whether I'm just remembering the name of the colour, you know, or not. And that's me really. So but it doesn't cause me any problems. I recognise people fairly well, which is good if I've seen them for a significant period of time, so that's okay. Now these little flowers, I always like to do them in blue. I think they look a bit like forget-me-nots. Maybe not. No, not really. Anyway, for me, I like them blue, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just in the mood for just doing what I like. So I'm going to pick number 3, and I'm just going to do a few for you, but really it's very straightforward. It's just, you know, fill in the space because it's really small. Now the background for this, because it's sky, is also going to be blue, but what I'm going to do is pick a pastel colour blue. I'll show you. I'm not using Staedtler's. I'm going to use this pastel set that I've got here. Ooh, it's a bit close. And in here there's here. I think there's the lightest blue, and I shall use that. This set of pastel pencils, they blend really nicely, quite soft, so it'll be a little bit fiddly. I will do it between all these bits because I have to keep sharpening it, I expect. But a tip is, if you've got lots of fiddly areas, like down here, you know, in between, sharpen your pencil, do those fiddly bits, and then as it blunts, go up and do a bit of this, because you would need a blunter pencil for this. And then once you sharpen it, go back to a fiddly area. That's my tip anyway. That's what I do. We're going to do a bit of foxglove. Whoops, it's just not my tripod. As if I couldn't tell it was theirs right next to me. Anyway. I often do these purple, but I think, what have we got left? We've got 2 flowers left. Got that one and that one. Yeah, I'm going to do this one pink. Now in the Staedtlers, there are sort of three pinks. I'll show you. Now, this one is quite pinky purpley, and I think I call that magenta in my head. This one is more sort of just pink, but this one is quite orangey pink, and I think that goes quite well with the red, with the number 29 red, that one. So I sometimes pair them up like that if I want to use. I can hear the strangest noise. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Something outside. It's fine. I was like, what on earth was that? Anyway, so I think I'm going to use these for the foxgloves because I'm going to use purple from my other flower, and I might want some pinks to sort of mix in with it. So I'm going to use the red to just do the areas where there's shadow. Now on this foxglove, Johanna has actually marked a few lines where it would be darker, so it's nice and easy for us to work out where these darker areas will be. Oh, there's a person cutting, drilling, making a noise outside. I don't think it's too loud. So anyway, there's it seems to be some sort of plumbing engineers in one of the houses in the square here. It's been having a lot of work done. It's actually a holiday let, and I suspect they're having some work done over the winter. While there's, you know, no guests, I suppose. They usually are quite full all year round, but it's a nice area next to the garden of that house, back straight out onto the canal path. So you've got lovely walks literally on the doorstep, and then we're quite close to the common. You can go up onto the hill, it's lovely views. And we have, you know, we're walking distance from town and a supermarket. We actually had someone staying in the summer. My husband sometimes have a natter with the guests, number 25, and she was from, was it Canada? I think so. Anyway, and she had no car, so she come in on the train. The owner of the house had actually picked her up from the station and taken her to the house, which was useful for her. And she just used public transport and walked all the time. And it is possible, but you know, you have to be used to walking, which we are. I don't drive. My husband does, but he has the car at work. He has to drive to work. There isn't really, it's not very easy to get to where he works on public transport. So he drives, and I just walk into town. As I say, our nearest shop is only sort of 10-15 minutes walk, and our town centre is just a little bit further on. And so if I need shopping, our town isn't big, but we have all the, you know, we have pharmacies, we have the supermarket, we have greengrocers and delis, and then a few clothes shops. There's not a big selection. It's getting better though. Our town is improving and growing lately. Our council have been investing. Well, there's a company came and wanted to do up the shopping centre and improve it, and the council let them have a loan so that they could do it. So they're doing that, and I think it's improved the town. Some people aren't keen. It's quite an upmarket place, so some people can't afford it and think it's a little bit silly, but I think it could help the local independent traders. A lot of the shops in there are independents or quite small, so I appreciate that and enjoy that. Now I'm trying to work out what to do with these turned over bits of leaf, which I have left blank. I just have a sweep of my page. Quite often I would do a paler colour, but I haven't got a paler colour that would work, I don't think. I could do it darker, but I think I'm going to use a little bit of my light grey, which is number 80, then put some pink on top. Now I don't want this light grey to be pressed into the paper too hard, so just a light covering. You can always add more on top if it doesn't quite work, but you can't, it's harder to take it away, particularly if you squash the paper down and then you've got no, I think that bit should have been a pink petal, but anyway, I've done it now. Hopefully it'll all work out. Now with these petals, you could make them a little bit darker on the bottom and lighter towards this bit that's at the top, and on these make them darker here and lighter there, but I think that's quite complex for such a small space, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use the lighter pink, the 25, oops, rather than the red. Now I did have someone quite a while ago asking me about putting foreign language subtitles on my videos, and I just wanted to mention that I have tried, and I think, as far as I can see, that I do have that option selected, but YouTube choose which videos they do that option for and which they don't, so I don't think I've got a lot of choice. I'm pretty sure the British ones are working. I use those sometimes myself and just sort of check it's all working, and that does seem to be working. Obviously they're not perfect because they're auto-generated, but the foreign ones, I think they just, I wonder whether they only choose the really popular YouTubers to actually go to the effort of putting them on, because I'm sure I've got the right thing selected, option I should say, but it just doesn't seem to work. So these flowers here, now I think they look a bit like a pansy. I don't know if you all get pansies where you are, but this sort of, I'm thinking of the sort of purple and yellow flowers. So that's how I'm going to try to do this one. It might be more of an orchid. It sort of just depends really on your thoughts, but excuse me, so I'm going to use purples and things like that. Often there are pansies that's sort of purple and yellow, and I thought I might go for that look. I'm just looking actually at some guide pictures online and seeing which one I'd quite like to do. Yes, that one looks rather good. I'm not going to be able to replicate it perfectly just because of my colour range, but I think we'll be okay. So the very centre part here I think is yellow. So we have this one, you may not see, oops, it's number 10, or you can see. And which one should we do? We do this one here. So just a really straightforward yellow, just like that, really simple. And then the next part around here is in a dark purple. So I'm going to use this purple. I know we used it before for the mushroom, number 6. And in this bit that's sort of marked by Johanna, oh, that's quite a loud noise of someone doing something outside. I can't work out if they're cutting or drilling or quite what they're doing. But anyway, it's okay. I don't think it's that loud for you. It certainly won't drown out my talking. So hopefully it's fine. So it's quite a dark purple there. I mean, actually, in the picture I'm looking at, it's actually like almost black, but we're not going to go that dark, just because the Staedtlers don't have that sort of range. It's just a nod, really. It's not perfect. So then we're going to use number 62, which is our lilac-y purple, to do the next sort of layer. So here up to here. Now I'm not really doing any shading here. I don't know if we really need too much. I'm thinking maybe on this bit where Johanna's drawn us these lines, maybe we'll do that a little bit darker. And perhaps where they touch each other, like this. Now this one, do the whole thing? Yeah, I think we'll do the whole leaf in this lighter colour. Just trying to sort of guess as I go, really, because I'm making it up really, because although I'm using a guide picture, I'm sort of making it up as well, because it doesn't look exactly like what I found. Because I think what Johanna does is she does the same thing. She has an idea of what a plant might look like, but she doesn't do an exact replica. So I know there's some pictures she has done. There was a wreath that I think she drew where she asked people for ideas and drew those flowers. So obviously the flowers looked exactly, they were proper. But I think these are stylized flowers, which with a lot of artistic license, which is great because it means you can be creative. You don't have to think you have to do a picture exactly the same as how it, in inverted commas, should look. You can have fun. I never think I'm very creative or imaginative, but my husband tells me that I'm a ridiculous idea because not only am I a freelance writer and I do fiction and non-fiction writing, I also write poetry and now I'm doing colouring. But I think because I don't think I'm a proper artist, you know, I don't draw and that sort of thing, then I don't feel like I'm really creative, but I know I am really. It just doesn't feel like the right word somehow. Okay, I did say that I might use one of these pinks. I'm actually going to use this number 61, which is for these edges. I know it's not going to look quite right for a pansy, but I just think it might be nice to introduce another colour. I'm just going to do a fairly even layer and then have a look and think about whether I need to do any sort of shading. It looks quite red. I think that's okay. I want to put quite a thick layer down actually, so I'm just going to go back over it. I just want it to, I think it will look better darker with the purples really. Now I haven't done any of the greenery. What I'm going to do is when I've finished, I'm going to think about what two greens go best with all of these different colours. I'm just thinking whether there's any more florals to do. Yes, we have one. I'll show you. Down here, look, we have a couple of cute little ones. I'm just looking at my collection of colours, and actually we did such a small amount of yellow on that last one. I'm going to use some yellow. So this is number 1. I'm just going to use it for these. Now with yellows it's very difficult to blend, especially in a small space, so I'm just going to make it really solid. I know I only said I was going to do one of each, but hey, I've done all of those now. So greens. Now let me zoom out so you can have a look. Look with me. Think about what greens you would use. Okay, and of course you can use whatever you like. You don't have to use my suggestions. And it's a little trickier when we haven't got the whole thing coloured, so we've only got a few bits and bobs here done. But I'm thinking, let's have a look at our green options in our tin and we can have a think. So we've got this olivey green. Now I always think these go very well with the orange and with reds, but I'm not sure how well it goes with purple or pink. Okay, so we're going to reject that. And we have this even lighter olivey pink, which I think for the same reasons we are going to reject. We are going to go to the other end. Now this is a bluey green. This is number 38, and I'm thinking this will go quite well with here and here, but I'm not sure it goes with this one. So I'm rejecting that, and I'm also rejecting number 5 for the same reason, because that's quite bluey. It's not as bluey as the 38. So we're left with these two. Now that doesn't mean we necessarily just have to go with them because they're what's left. We could combine them with other pencils to get a different shade. But I actually do feel that these are a good mid-range pencil that goes with most colours. I think they go well with blues and pinks and purples as well as the orange. So that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the darker one to do lots of highlights. So for this plant, let's say I'll do the stem, but the leaves I'll do a little bit here. But I leave the tips blank, and then I can go in with the other one. So this is number 52, just for your, and this is number 50. So then I'll go in with the 50 and just finish off those leaves like that, you see, and do a similar thing through the whole page and try not to go out of the lines as badly as that. So I just work through the whole thing. Now, I'm just looking. you could mix it up a bit. Instead of always going dark near the stem like we did there, you could go dark on the tips. You could go darker on the tip and the base to make it different. You could do some just this pencil and some just this pencil, but because you're using such a limited colour, it will tie together and it will work. Now, border. For the border, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Let's zoom out a bit more so you can see it all. I'm going to, I say cheat, it's not really. I'm going to use some glitter gel pens because I want it to sparkle and shine. I haven't used them very much in pictures that I've shared with you, but I should just talk you through what I'm going to do. I've got the castles, so I've got a good range of colour. That I think there's 100. So the leaves are going to be green. A mid green, which will go with this. So I will look at and swatch the greens and find one that goes best with this. Most of this is going to be a gold, but there are several different golds. So I'm going to use one for the main bit, and then we've got like this bit here. So I will use a different shade for some parts of it so that it looks a little bit different. And we down at the bottom we've got this sort of this, which I think looks like a sunshine, although it could just be petals on a plant. But I'm probably going to do that in different shades of gold as well, so sort of tie it up with the one at the top. And I'm just going to have fun with the gel pens. But before that I will do the pastel pencil background like I described before. So that's what I'm going to do. It won't really show it well on a photo, all the glitter and things, but I just think it'll be fun. You could use metallic rather than glitter, and of course you could just colour it and make your metallic colours from your pencils if you would rather do that, and use pencil greens and things like that. That would be really pretty, but it would take a lot longer, so it's really up to you what you want to do. And I have got videos on metallics that you can look at if you do want a little bit of guidance where that's concerned. But I'm going to go away now and I'm going to have some fun and finish this picture and take a shot of it for you later so that you can see what it looks like. So, oh, and a little note. See, we have this bit here where we've got a line and then we've got a little sort of blob. I'll probably do that in a different colour just so that it looks a little bit different, and the same here with this one. So I will try and find, I think there are quite a few either yellow or gold pens, so I might mix it up. There's also silver. I may add in some silver. But anyway, you'll be able to have a look after at what I've done and then decide whether that's for you or not. Oh, last thing. On the bottom border here we have gaps in the border. I'll just point to one with the pencil so you can see this one here. What I am planning on doing for that is to do them the background colour as I will do in these gaps as well. So just for you to note, those will be the blue that I choose for the background. Okay, now if you don't have a pastel blue, you could use this Staedtler blue. This is number 30, but I do find these are quite difficult for backgrounds. They'd be good for all these little details, but for this larger area, sometimes they aren't so neat. What I would advise is go across, and then if you have some harder and lighter lines across, it will look quite natural. It will look okay. You could always try a cloud design or something if you're feeling ambitious. Anyway, that's me. I'm going to stop chattering on and leave you to get on and enjoy the picture. It's really pretty. I can't wait to get stuck in and finish it off. So have a lovely, lovely day. Enjoy your Monday. Try to find some time for some colouring, and happy colouring.